Testing, testing. Hello, Jack. Welcome.
Hey, Roland, how have you been?
Fine, thank you. And yourself?
Good, good. Just got back from Dallas myself a few days ago.
I see. So did you play there?
I did for a few days. Did okay, not great, but was not playing at the Vanderbilt. I'm a professor, so I had to get back and actually teach and earn a living doing something besides playing bridge.
Right. So here we have Pekarik and Smirnov, the German pair, north-south against Rothwell and Maxstroth. North-south playing a variation of Polish club. I think they call it the Baltic club, where one club is three-way, either 12 to 14 balanced, 15 plus with clubs, or any 18 plus. And east-west, of course, the familiar precision club. One club is strong, 16 plus.
So the north-south approach is pretty standard. Well, I don't say it's pretty standard, but I mean the basic elements are what you see Polish pairs play. The one club is either minimum balanced or it's strong, and certainly the general theory behind that is that it keeps the opponents quiet. When you open a club, announce a strong hand, people go crazy. But if most of the time you don't have a strong hand, then they have to worry about what equity they may have in the hand, and they let you alone a little bit more. I've never played an aggressive system against this, but I've seen 2 or 3 different systems that are really designed. They're transfer over calls and all sorts of very aggressive things that are designed to get you into the auction much more often than you normally would. And the concept here is you're putting a lot of pressure on north-south to distinguish between the types of club openings that they have. But most people just seem to treat it as a natural opening bid and play accordingly.
Yes, that's what I think you should. When you defend, just treat it as a weak balanced hand, because it is most of the time, obviously.
Yes, although I would like to take one of these defensive systems for a test ride now and then. I don't play against the Polish club at length often enough to try one of these, and nor on the situations when I do, when I'm playing with partners who really want to take something for a test ride. But I would be interested in seeing how some of these other methods that I've seen occasionally and certainly seen written out might work out. But I doubt that's what Maxstroth and Rodwell are doing. In fact, I know it's not.
Right, in the other room we have Nickell and Cuts for the Nickell team against Sabina Auken and Roy Welland. Yeah, so where's Rodwell? They were extremely slow in the first set. Well, not Mackwell, because they were not playing. But in the room with Levin Weinstein and El Ahmadi Sadek, they were extremely slow. Okay, so here we go.
I guess we'll see their no-trump range right out of the gate. If they open a strong club, it's sort of an interesting problem here for Eric Rodwell, but let's just see what he does first before we talk about a problem that might be interesting. Okay, so it looks like it is a strong club.
Well, it's actually an upgrade of some kind, because they do play 14 plus to 17 no chop. So he must have upgraded. I'm not sure why. I mean, he does have 17, but and a nice hard suit, I agree. But 4 triple 3. Well, would you upgrade that hand, Jack?
I would not. I mean, the 10 of hearts is nice, but 4 triple 3 and no spots, that's not so nice. So and I'm not vulnerable, so I would not begin by stepping on the accelerator. Now, I guess one diamond is natural because we didn't see an alert, but I'm a little puzzled by it. My point about an interesting decision for Eric is that it's hard enough to show a good hand when they open a strong club against you. It's very difficult to show a 3-suited hand. So I was kind of curious to see what Eric's approach would be here. And I guess with no alert, it looks like one diamond is natural.
Yeah, but remember, one club is ambiguous.
Well, that's fair enough.
It's normally a weak note club.
But you know what? Let's back that up. Even at that, I'm a little surprised you would start by overcalling on a 5 small suit. You know, the quote standard, and I don't mean to suggest this is the only way to do it, is to pass, and then presumably it goes a spade pass a no trump or a spade pass 2 spades, and now you get to double for takeout, which also shows that you had clubs all along. But I'm not going to argue with the way Eric Rodwell wants to approach it. But in my experience, it's a little unusual to start bidding a good 3-suiter by bidding a 5 to 10 spot suit. And now that Smirnoff showed spades with his 1 heart bid, I think Jeff is just going to stay out of the auction.
Now, 2 diamonds is completely artificial. It shows 18 plus. Any check. Asking partner for number of spades, actually. 1 heart showed spades, and it also showed a positive hand. So 2 diamonds should be alerted here.
Well, it looks like they're on their way to 3 no trump. That seems, when the smoke clears, their most likely standing spot.
2 hearts is also artificial, shows exact 4 spades. So yes, 3 no trumps will come next, I suppose. Remember, South showed a positive hand, 8 plus. He could have 7 as. Go, so our operator is spot on here. John Schwartz, I believe it is, reads John S. Well, I think the S stands for Schwartz. I've seen him before, capable. I shouldn't present too many problems. As soon as he can, declare that we'll knock out the 8 of hearts. And he had 3 hearts, a couple of spades, 5. 5, 4 diamonds 9,
Club
one
is 10.
club 10, yeah. In the other room, Nickell will likely open one no trump, a strong no trump. I don't think he'll upgrade anything. And east-west will maybe get in over a strong no trump. Maybe they can fix a two-suiter.
One of the we can see that it doesn't matter what Eric does. One of the interesting things, and one of actually the difficult things, I think, from a procedural perspective, is to how many questions you're allowed to ask. So, for example, what inferences do you have that he bid 2 diamonds? I mean, what would it have meant had he bid 2 hearts instead, for example? I mean, does that show a strong club with 5 hearts, or just if 2 diamonds is any hand with 17 points, then what is 2 hearts? Questions like that help you kind of understand what kind of hands he can't have. So when you're thinking about what might be your best route to defeat 3-0, the answers to those questions are helpful. But at the other hand, sitting there and asking what all the other potential bids might have meant takes a lot of time and annoys everybody. So I'm not sure what the right answer is. But I am saying that knowing that 2 diamonds was artificial is not necessarily enough.
No, of course not. If it denies certain hands.
Right.
But it does show 18 plus. It can be any shape. And as I said, it asks for range and number of spades in the responder's hand. Well, not a routine 3-note trump at all in the other room, as we see. As expected, East-West got into the auction, or Auken and Welland often do. They were caught speeding in 2 hearts, but it won't cost a fortune.
Yes, I would have said that there was virtually no chance that either Sabina or Roy would have passed a strong no trump with the East hand, whichever one of the two of them held it.
Yeah, it was Auken who got in with 2 diamonds. To show diamonds and a major, I believe. Double by South, West redoubled to ask for the major. He's bid 2 hearts, pass, double, or pass.
And that's it. So let's move on to a more interesting hand than this one, or at least it was not interesting at this table. There was interest provided at the other table.
Right. So a couple of imps to Nickell. They've been behind the last 2 days in their matches. They've been, well, significantly behind after the first set, but not today. They recovered easily enough, in the round of 32 and 16. But here they even have a lead. So typical precision 2 club opening here, 11 to 15 with 6 clubs. They always promise 6 clubs. I know that. I don't know the system in detail, but I know they promise 6 clubs.
Yes, if you can have 5 clubs and 4 of a major, the bidding just becomes very difficult, read impossible to unwind often. I know that's the way Eric feels about it because I've talked with him about it. So in those hands, they have to open a nebulous diamond. And if they have a stiff diamond, so they're like 4-3 in the majors one way or the other, then they have to open the precision 2 diamonds.
Yeah. And one diamond shows 2+ cards, is that correct?
Correct. That's why they can't be opening 1 diamond with a singleton with that hand and have to have some other treatment to cover that pattern. So noting a strong club system, slow stuff. I mean, Jeff doesn't even bother to inquire. And by the way, you know, it's possible you have a 4-4 heart fit. There's no reason the partner can't be 6-4, but it's certainly at a percentage. And if you get involved with 2 diamonds, you just may find that's the way to get yourself to 2-0 down or 3 clubs down.
Well, well against not. It wouldn't be everyone's choice to get in with 2 spades. Yeah.
No, you're taking a chance, but you know you're taking a chance passing 2 clubs also, Roland. I mean, being -90 when you could have been +140, that's about 6 or 7 imps away. You can't afford to let that happen to you really often also.
I'm told that our listeners can't hear me. Is that an only Jack? Is that an overall problem? There's nothing I can do about it. I didn't change
great, Roland.
Settings here.
Yeah, I hear you
Well, I'm
fine.
loud and clear. I get from other people, so maybe if that listener exits from the room, comes back, it often helps, actually, because I got around 20 messages telling me that I'm loud and clear. Even north of the Arctic Circle, I'm told. That's probably in northern Norway. But why would he be here and not at Helnes and Helgebu's table? Oh, they're not Norwegians anymore, of course. They play for Monaco.
So I'm not familiar enough with all the problems and precision to know what Jeff should do here. I know what the bids mean. I mean, this looks like kind of a natural 2-0 bid. If 2-0 were natural, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I think the double would probably be penalty, but I'm not sure. Certainly pass is just a reasonable possibility, although you don't like to let him play at the 2 level if you think there's a reasonable alternative. Knowing that his partner has 6 clubs is, of course, a big plus. He knows that, you know, probably the roof won't fall in 3 clubs, but it certainly could. There's no reason that clubs might not be banked at his right. So he does have a difficult problem. And he solves it by just not getting involved anymore.
Yeah. Although spades are 3-3, I don't think the declarer can come to more than 7 tricks.
I think that's right.
Yeah, ace of diamonds is off. Can't get 3 hard tricks. It looks down 1, doesn't it? The alternative would, of course, be to defend against 2 clubs. That would play pretty well, wouldn't it? Yes. No problem in 2 clubs at all.
I think his problem is going to be trying to hold this to down 1. I mean, I could see him taking only 3 spade tricks and 2 hearts and a club is 6, although I think it's going to be difficult for these guys. Okay, already we've blown a diamond trick. It's going to be very difficult for Eric Rodwell to avoid blowing a trick there.
Yes, indeed. He can't get his partner in before it's too late. That's right.
And if he switches to the king of clubs, the player can win and just build a club for a diamond pitch. So it would have gotten complicated if it let a trump back, but we won't bother with those complications.
Of course, at the other table, each club 2+ cards. South will likely overcall a heart, and West will show some life with a heart stopper. So we never know what will happen there. Maybe a part scoring clubs east-west. Well, we have the result now. 2 spades actually. hearts, maybe?
Yeah, that's awful aggressive from King Jack fourth against one no. There's usually enough time to get a suit like that going. I might. There's something to be said for firing seven of diamonds out there, or the eight of spades. Although I can certainly see that a heart is best on this layout.
I got one right today, so I better quit.
You did.
But, as I said, it matters little, because declarer has 7 top tricks. He can't even do something fancy in clubs, even if he thinks Sass has the jack, because he has no entry back to the club suit to play, club to the king and a club back for a finesse.
Right.
So, he'll make the contract here. It looks right to insert the 9 with the 10 in dummy. When is it wrong? Well, partner has ace-king to 4. Then you give declarer a cheap trick. Yeah, only partner has ace-king to 4 is it right to go up with the queen.
And in my experience, Roland, partners often lead, like, depending on what your carding is, king from ace king fourth, or ace from ace king fourth, depending on what it is. They often don't lead low from ace king fourth to begin with. So I think the partner having king jack fourth is really way more likely than ace king fourth. I don't think it's a close call.
No. And there's no way a declarer can come to an over trick. So, Mac is a very fast player, as I'm sure Jack can confirm. So I think he'll play it pretty quickly once he sees clubs break.
He is one of the fastest people I've ever played with. He can play very quickly.
Yeah, Alan Sontag is another, isn't he? Now, Maxterson must be very close to their 40th anniversary as partners. Wasn't it the late 70s it started?
I introduced them to each other in 1970. I think it was 5. Maybe it was 1976. I'm blanking out. One of the two. So yes, they're closing in on their 40th. Close. So I agree with you, Roland. I'm having a hard time seeing how Jeff's going to make anything more than 9 tricks, but we'll see.
7, you mean? Yeah.
Excuse me, 7 tricks.
And we have the second scores on bridgewinners.com in all 4 matches, 2 of which will be shown on BBO throughout. We may, of course, switch for the second half. That's the usual procedure that Jan Martel Uh, we'll look at the results at half time to see which matches are closest, and she usually selects those two. Well, only a spade will declare an over trick. He's not going to play one. Some more imps to Nickell. 3 clubs in the other room, down 1. North South completed to 2 hearts. So 3 no coming here, 14 opposite 11. I believe 1 no is 14-16 for Nickell.
I have to say, for what seemed to be like fairly routine results at this table, the imps just keep piling in. A quick 12 imps for the Nickell team so far. I think this one was created because it was open to club here, a diamond at the next table, and Roy Welland decided not to overcall a no trump. He passed, and then reopened with double later, and that got them up to 3 clubs, which wasn't anywhere near as good a spot as 1 no was.
Okay, 4 spades, course. And what about that contract? Spade loser, heart loser. Well, this goes down, doesn't it? Yeah. It does indeed. Provided that Smirnov switches to a diamond at trick 2, and what else can he do, really? Three no trumps, anyone? Is that a winner?
I don't know. I think you want it from the west side, correct?
Yes. I think it is a winner. But maybe double dummy. With 6 cards in the east hand, you normally reach for the major. Although it turns out that 5-3 fits, 6-6-2 fits in the majors. Play very well in no trump. Well, they didn't manage to get to 3-0 in the other room, Jack, played by West.
I don't think that makes on a low diamond lead. I could be wrong. Not that you would lead a low diamond from ace queen 10 fourth.
But he got a hard lead and a diamond switch.
Oh, what does that give?
Sorry.
That possibly gives.
Oh,
him, yeah,
sorry.
tricks with the club finesse.
He spade lead, duck to the queen, and a diamond switch. I think that's enough for declarer. He has enough tricks now.
If he takes the club hook, yes.
Yes.
He will into the safe hand. So yes, that should be a pickup. So one of the three meanings of clubs, either balanced minimum or strong or a hand with clubs, and it's the latter.
Right. Oh, and 3-no can be defeated still in the other room, as pointed out by a spectator. Now spade ducked to the queen, diamond to north, heart to the ace, and another diamond. Then 3-no is down, isn't it? Yes. Normally 0 to 6 for them. 0 to 7 we see he can have. So 3-no did indeed go down in the other room. It even went 2 down. So small gains. 15 now in 4 balls. So North hasn't shown his hand type yet. Here he has a club hand, 11 to 18 with clubs. So I suppose he has to rebid clubs now to show his hand.
Well, you're right, Roland. I guess it does seem logical that he's going to be bidding 2 clubs here, although maybe the delay is a more thorough explanation of what 1 diamond means. Because I thought I saw something came past that said it could be something a little bit different than negative with no fork-right major. Now, suppose for just while we're waiting, suppose he does bid 2 clubs, Roland. What would you do with Rodwell's hand as east? Well, now you can tell me.
Well, yeah. Well, 2 spades is taking the low road, isn't it? That's a very conservative. If you want to show a better hand, you have to double first.
Well, then there's always just trying to bid 2-no here. You have a spade fit, you have the king, jack, 4th of clubs. If you're willing to take a gamble, somewhat of a gamble in the diamond suit. I think in his youth, Eric Rodwell would have bid 2-no. And it's not clear what a cubit would have been. Would 2 diamonds or 2 hearts would have been fit showing? It's not clear what his options were.
That wouldn't be a cubit. I mean, they haven't shown a suit.
Well, the way
you have nothing to cubit.
I hear you, but here's the thing, Roland. You passed over 1 club, so you don't really have a diamond or a heart suit, right? So when it goes a club pass, a diamond, a spade, 2 clubs, and now you bid 2 diamonds or 2 hearts, there's something to think about why you didn't bid the first time over 1 club.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's not a cue of south suit because he hasn't shown it.
Correct. So to hear Max just competing, I mean, he doesn't have any reason to believe that he should be looking for a game. Of course, they don't have a game either, so there's that.
No. If all partner can bid it to spades, you're definitely not interested in game. I don't like four clubs, I have to say. Sorry, but
That's too much of a good thing. You don't know
yeah,
what partner's done with three clubs. Partner was already
well,
pressing, doing this on too small, or 10 and 1.
yeah. What is that to gain, really? I don't think you should. I mean, you did show your hand when you bid two clubs, didn't you?
I think you did. I think he should be happy that Eric decided to not to strike him down in four clubs, actually, because I can assure you if it were the fourth quarter and he needed anything remotely like a board, he would be doubling four clubs. As it is, he should be happy he's going 200 and not 500.
Yes. Looks like two down, doesn't it?
See, Rodbo's club spots are good enough that he can return a club to stop the heart rough. And now the spade spots are such that, Dick Eric would perhaps be compelled, I think, insert the 9 of spades, play 8 of spades to the 9 in order to get off his heart loser.
Yes, but they can't do everything. I mean, then they can't prevent declarer from taking a spade finesse with the ace of diamonds as an entry. So they can stop the hard rough, yes, but they can't stop the spade finesse and knock out the ace of diamonds also. Only two down. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I knock out the ace of diamonds, he can work out hearts, and now he can't afford to give up his club trick by playing the king. So now he plays the 10 of clubs. He's back in the club. The guy's back in the dummy with the 10 of clubs anyway. So I think when the smoke all clears, it's 2 tricks away. But you're right, Roland. 4 clubs is a bit I just don't understand. I mean, I know you're 6'4". It could be right. If your partner had king and a club and the 10 of hearts, you could be a hero. So maybe we're a little bit prejudiced by looking at the results here.
Okay, so I'll put you to the test, Jack. What do you think the contract is in the other room? You get 3 guesses because you're not going to guess it on your first try. Silence.
I don't know, Roland. Tell me what. I don't know.
2 clubs doubled.
2 clubs doubled. Well, I can just say, even though we're not in the other room, it looks like that Sabina and Roy are not having a good set because this is going to be like their 5th. They're going to be 5 out of 5 in bad results after they finish chalking up 180 and 2 clubs. That's assuming the guy makes it, so we'll see if Nick makes it.
It is making in 5 seconds. And here you have it.
I see while I was chatting with you, the declarer didn't bother to try to take a heart rough or anything along those lines. So when the smoke all clears, he's going minus 300 on his own power anyway.
And then
he
add
should
the
definitely
180.
be lucky Rodwell didn't double.
180 from the other room. That's still 10 imps, even without the double. Yes, 300. Yeah, not a happy start for the Mahaffey team. Losing 25 in 5 boards.
And it seems to be self-inflicted. Again, I'm not following closely what's going on at the other table, but I mean, this all seems. I think everything we've seen here is pretty normal at our table. Although bracketing that 4 club bid that we discussed ad nauseum.
Well, yeah, what Sabine Auken could have avoided that. He could have bid 2 spades. 1 club pass, 1 diamond, 1 spade by West. 2 clubs, pass, double. Well, she went for the penalty. She could have bid 2 spades, right?
Correct.
Right, so the 3-way 1 club. Here we have the 11-13 balanced version of it.
So, as a practical matter, even though it's, could be as few as 2, I don't see any alternative to playing the 2 clubs. You treat it like a Q bid so that you can show a good raise. And 2 clubs is, I think, slightly aggressive with Eric's hand, but it does have prime values and potentially a roughing value, so I can see upgrading it. I think my own feeling would be I'm allowed to be at the top of my 2 spade bid once in a while, but I can certainly understand 2 clubs.
I actually prefer transfer advances here. Also known as Ruble's advances, I have to say.
Well, I played those for a number of years and stopped playing them. They became quite complicated in a number of different auctions and became a little bit more trouble than I thought they were worth. But that was just me.
Yeah, but now, I think they're quite useful in a situation where partner overcalls and you like to bid a new suit. It's forcing for you, and you have a nice suit, but you don't really have the values, and at least you can bid a transfer and then pass the partners.
Well, I do understand all that, but the problem is that it's quite complicated. When you're transferring opposite hands that could be really unbalanced, unlike no trumps, it becomes very complicated under what set of circumstances your partner's supposed to be accepting these transfers. So, all right, I thought that maybe Jeff would bid 2-0 or something. This 2-diamond rebid is interesting. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's, hey, I'm interested. Tell me if you're at the bottom or not. But perhaps the operator can tell us what 2 diamonds means. My guess was pretty good. So he didn't have to get above the 2 spade level to show his interest. That's a very interesting treatment. Particularly if you're going to bid 2 clubs on hands like Eric's. It's a really good treatment. Oops, except that he continues to keep going, all right?
Yeah, because I think he expects a better hand, as you said earlier. He expects a better hand from Rutwood.
That was my initial feeling, that Eric may be biting off a little more than he can chew, but I mean, Jeff Mextroff plays the spots off the cards, so you have that going for you. You might even be able to make this with the Queen-10 doubleton of trumps in the slot and the Ace-Queen of clubs all on side. This could be another Meckwell special.
Yeah, I don't think there's a defensive there. They can't
on this line of the cards. Maybe not. No.
Heart suit is frozen for the defense, right? And what about and diamonds? Well, wait a minute. Are you going to lose a club to diamonds and a heart, maybe?
Well, no. Declare's going to work the heart suit to try to get a diamond.
Exactly. He can play the hearts himself to set up a heart trick for a diamond pitch. Yeah, well, a miraculous lie of the cards there. Look at the spades. My, well, you can't go wrong in clubs. But Jack, before we said, well, maybe it was a bit rich, the two-club cubit by Rutland. But remember, they opened virtually all 11 counts. So he was, he had a near opener, didn't he? So that's why he bit clubs.
Yeah, that's fair. He is limited somewhat by his initial pass. I have to grant you that. Now, Jeff has the entries to do everything that he wants. The only possibility is, and I don't think it's likely, but if he believes that North started with 10-4 of spades, there's still a possibility that Smirnoff will score the 10 of spades, but I would put that kind of on the low end of the probability scale. And I see Smirnoff switching to a diamond right now. Queen of Hearts, diamond pitch, a club up. I'm guessing Smirnoff would duck. And then now a trump up, and we'll see what he does. I suspect it would be king and a club up, and it's all pretty cut and dried.
In the other room, Alkin is playing a pedestrian one-note trump on this.
Wow. Well, I can't say they did anything wrong there, but it's going to work out poorly for them. Again, if things go the way they look they're going, that's going to be another 12 imps or so to the Nickell team.
Yeah, more likely 10, right? She will make a one-note trump, though. So 620 minus something, 10 imps or so.
Hi, Jack and Roland.
Oh, hello,
Hey, Peter. How are you?
Good evening to you.
Yes, there were many ways to defeat this contract. Diamond king lead, or club lead, and diamond back, and there are 4 tricks.
Yes, but if the Clara ducks the diamond, then North must switch to a club and then another diamond.
But
I'm not
there's
convinced
still a small
I'm
chance.
convinced that this wasn't cold all along, no matter what they did, but if the Claire reads everything correctly.
Yes, the Claire can set up the 4th diamond to discard a heart loser.
Yeah, I just don't think you can beat it, no matter what. Even on a club lead, suffice it to say, if he reads everything correctly, he could even wind up tossing North in with a diamond and have him break the frozen heart suits, particularly after they played club and a diamond for him. So I haven't analyzed it closely, but I think that that's right. But in any event, it's all double dummy if everybody's allowed to play double dummy. So let's focus in on how he's actually doing here. He's won the Jack of Spades in his hand. He's lost 2 tricks. Has the entries to play clubs up twice. He has a heart pitch. Yeah, I think he's in great shape. Oh, this is a pretty good.
Yeah. So a club up now.
He's compelled to play for ace queen onside now.
Well, he is. Yes, he is indeed, because the eight of spades is high. You're right.
Or he could rough the diamond out for a club pitch, crossover. But the problem is one club pitch is really not going to. He'll still have to guess the club. So he could do that if he believes the diamonds are 3-3. He could rough the diamond good over to the king of spades, take one shake, then play a club up and make it even if the queen of clubs were offside. However, let's see. South opened the bidding with nothing in diamonds, with the king of hearts and the queen of spades is 5, and the ace of clubs is 9. So it's overwhelmingly likely to have the queen of clubs. And maybe from Jeff's perspective, if he tries the diamond line, he could get the spade over roughed with the 8 and go down on a hand that he was otherwise cold for, just by playing a club up and, you know. Of course, that's against that. If he's getting over roughed, he's already down, because when he plays the club up, South can just rise ace and play a diamond if that's what's going on anyway. So perhaps it is right just to rough a diamond to his hand. I think I'll just watch what the United States leading master point holder and multi-time world champion does, rather than pay any more attention to what I would do. So we can see that he really can't go wrong. There's nothing that's logical that he could do, whether it's rough a diamond or a club to the jack, that would cause him to go down. Looks like we just lost Peter somehow. So we're going to diamond rough line. Now the spade over, the pitch, and you don't need the queen of clubs on side, even though it seems like it rated to be.
Yes. 620. Minus 150, so 410.
So 35-0, right gate.
And next board could be very interesting.
You're not cheating. You're not looking ahead, are you?
Yeah, well, I'll just say that it's interesting.
All right, so let's take a look. Wow. One spade, pass, a no trump, yep. Jeff will be surprised to hear probably a two. Would you rebid two diamonds here or two spades?
Well, I bid two diamonds, but I know many would show the six cards. We talked about that. I like to show at least. I like to show at least 9 on my cards rather than only 6. Jack.
So two spades will, I think, freeze Jeff out of the auction. Two diamonds, he would have come with this belated two diamond double, which would have shown, you know, takeout and a spade trap all along. So this will just buy the hand right here and now, which I think is good because. Pardon me.
Contract is the same in the other room, and on an almost identical auction, 1 spade, 1 turn pass, 2 spades, double by West, which apparently is penalties in that system, because
isn't
when
it in most people's system?
Should be.
I have played it either or. Okay. You look at your hand, and if you have spade shortness as east, you know what your partner's doing, and if you have 4 spades, you know your partner's in there with a really light takeout double.
But why didn't he double 1 spade then?
Because he's too light, short, I mean. and this is a balancing. This is a pre-balancing situation.
Yes.
Your question is all about.
Go on, Peter.
The question about bidding 2 spades or 2 diamonds, I think that depends on the suit quality. And on this hand, I would bid 2 diamonds.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Peter. What to bid on 6-4 is a little bit problematic. I don't completely agree about that. I prefer to show 9. I prefer to show 6. It kind of depends on how strong I am, how good my suits are. But with 6 to the 10 and the ace, king, jack, 4 of diamonds, you know, if my partner wants to pass 2 diamonds, I'm going to be plenty happy, because that suggests that maybe 2 spades would not have been a happy spot for me with basically 6 small opposite a singleton or something, or even a void on a bad day. By the way, we were talking about the bidding. Roland, I think I came in the very end of the last set. We were talking about, or you were talking about, what to signal if you lead to the ace-king and the queen appears in the dummy, whether to signal count or attitude or suit preference. So I'm not exactly sure what Jeff and Eric do here. I know I had a discussion with them a number of years ago about this. A number of years ago, they just said, we automatically give count, because at least we'll both be on the same page, and we'll know that some of the hands will get right because we know what's going on as far as count is concerned. If you're playing attitude, it all becomes extremely complicated. Now, I think everybody would have an exception if you lead king and the queen, 3rd or 4th appears in the dummy, and your holding is already known, like you raised and you're known to have 3 or something like that. Then if your count's already known, yeah, then you can revert to either attitude or suit preference, depending, or I should say suit preference, because the count is no longer necessary. So that's a long way of saying I like count.
Yes.
And all I know is I'm also a count man.
Well, it would be automatic for Peter and me to play count. Yeah, I remember the South had 4 small. We would play the 2 to show an even number. But it was an auction where Norse knew the partner couldn't have a doubleton jack.
Yeah, no, I don't make that exception. Partner's just going to have to work it out sometimes, and we'll get some of them wrong. But, you know, having all the signals be wishy-washy, you get a lot of them wrong. I kind of agree. I like the idea of at least we know what it means. Hopefully we'll be able to work out the rest of the hand. If we don't, you know, we'll play the next hand. We've gotten them wrong before. You see, in my old age, I'm very philosophical about my bad boards.
Well, finally a good board for Mahaffey. 500 at the other table.
So they double 2 spades for a pen, and that was passed out. I'm actually somewhat surprised that Jeff didn't do that. He has an awfully good hand. It looks like he has 2 spades beat in his hand. His opponents are vulnerable. I confess I'm a little surprised he didn't do the same thing. But what it means certainly is that Mahaffey will have earned their swing because Roy Welland went out to try to get some imps, as he does on every, I should say. Really? He pitched on the Jack of Diamonds? He would be roughing with the Nashville, I guess. Yep.
Well, we have to believe what we see. Supposed to have out one down now, just playing a trump.
I was trying to figure out. I'm seeing it in control, but he doesn't. All right. Well.
Yeah.
I think it's all the same.
Yeah, but
As I see, he still has threes and a diamond loser. Oh no, there's some in-play problems.
no. Yeah. Well, he has to give dummy the Queen of Hearts. Now, so apparently.
Oh, now the minus 300. Okay. I think we must have
Yeah,
something in the play on. All right.
Yeah, but the operator said that he did something wrong, so it was down 3. But 5 imps
Okay.
to Mahaffey. Yeah.
Well, here we go with a little bit of a light third seat opener, a real light third seat opener.
Yes, indeed. One no or double? What do you prefer, guys?
Double. And now the 6, who knows? 2-0, a limit raise. Now, this same auction came up, I think, the last round. I'm sorry, excuse me. The same auction came up the last round. This pair was doing something that I'm guessing what they were doing, but it seems that spades come up, twice in about an hour and a half. Of course, you could just double 2-0. You could just bid 3 spades. There's all sorts of things you could do. But the cards don't lie so well.
try to help partner and give him some information.
I don't agree with Sam Kulik here. I don't think the heart is best. I think a spade is best.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see why Eric would not want to just try to reduce the number of trumps in case the guy could somehow revert to cross rough lines. It's highly unlikely. He counted out now for 2 hearts. He's probably aware of the other.
Now Max should actually keep his heart. I know that, but I think it's better.
So it seems that way to me. Declare has a 4-card suit. He doesn't know which one. He doesn't want to guess the wrong one to pitch from.
No.
Although I think if he guesses the right one to pitch, maybe, I think it doesn't matter actually, because the key here is if he can retain another heart in his hand, he can play a heart, and then a heart over to Eric. The ability to actually play another heart from his hand will be important. But again, we're talking about a third under trick here.
What a luxury. Yeah.
I'm making out how this players distribution. He almost knows his partner's pattern as 4-5.
But if he knew that hard, would he?
Oh yes. What would you discard?
Yeah, but now it doesn't matter because Declara played a diamond himself to the ace. Now the hand is collapsing for Declara, as you see.
No, he can set up a diamond trick.
Yes, but he's going 4 down, Peter.
And he can't get there to cash it.
You see, low club now. Then what, Peter? You're 4 down.
Not going to let Eric in to draw trumps and run the hearts, but that's what's about to happen. The ace of clubs is all he's getting left. It's now or later, but the ace of clubs is all he has left to him.
That's all what he gets.
So that's 4 down.
No, 4 down. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you great. think a possible auction here is spades past 4 spades, although spades second might not be anybody's cup of tea. I'm sure it's not yours, or Road.
No, North would open a strong no trump for a start.
I didn't notice. I didn't notice who was the dealer here yet. Okay.
Would you just punt 3-0 here with the South cards, or would you transfer to your dots?
You know, if I had a method to transfer to my diamonds that showed or show whether you like diamonds or not, I think I'd probably try that.
And that's what's happening.
So I suspect what we're going to do is see see Jeff bid 3 clubs, and then when the expected 3 diamonds comes, he's going to double that for takeout to bring show that he has primary clubs, and then bring both majors into secondary focus.
On the card, I can only see that 2-0 is a transfer. It doesn't say if it's diamonds or if it could be either minor.
Well, I think Jeff.
What did they say about 2 spades?
Oh, here we go. The operator is saying that it's been alerted as a transfer to diamonds.
Right, now I got it. Diamonds, hearts, spades, no trump, all transfers. So yes, 2-0 shows diamonds.
So even here you need some sort of an understanding about which bid is the I like it and which bid is the I don't like it, whether pass is I don't like it or whether 3 diamonds is I don't like it. Well, okay, he let it go. I'm a little surprised that Jeff did. In fact, I'm a lot surprised that Jeff did not bid again. I mean, if his partner's small heart had been a doubleton heart, they might have had, you know, at least good plays for 3 spades.
Very good to 5 diamonds, isn't it? Have to be very unlucky to go down in 5 diamonds.
Well, the diamond finesse has to be offside, right? That's basically it on a club lead, or a spade and a club switch.
Yeah, but you could also
or you
play
could try to
drop
break
the
the
king
heart.
of diamonds, and if that doesn't work, play on hearts.
Yep, you're right.
So you need a singleton king of diamond or heart 3-3.
Yeah, or doubleton jack. It's a very good contract, and I think it's best to cash the ace of diamonds.
Oh yes, but if jack doubleton, then it has to be with a singleton diamond.
I agree. Yeah. But it's still a good contract, isn't it?
Oh yes, but then they need that small percentage extra. Need 10 black cards in the same hand. So basically, need heart 3-3 or singleton king.
They're still bidding the hand in the other room, where cats jumped to 3 clubs with the South hand to show diamonds. West doubled and North bid 3 diamonds. And again, as Jack said, you need an agreement here as to what 3 diamonds is. Does it show good support for diamonds, or does it deny? Anything could work, but you need an agreement.
Now, 4 spades is a bid that kind of surprises me. I might walk it and then double to see if I can bring hearts into focus. I mean, it looks like it's going to work okay here with the jack of hearts on side and hearts 3-3, but it's a little bit mildly surprising move.
Well, I kind of like it, I have to say. Opposite a pass partner, opposite an unpassed partner, I wouldn't bid 4 spades. I would just bid 1 spade. But you're right,
And that's
that we may belong in hearts if partner has long hearts, yeah.
As you see, 3-0 was only down 1, but not a very good defense. By her first opportunity, Sabine discarded a heart from her 5-card suit.
You know, I've been asked now by a couple of kibitzers whether or not Jeff will or ought to bid 4-0 right here. And first of all, there's a question of whether you should act at all, which I think is problematic. If you do, however, you know, you need an agreement about which one shows longer clubs, because when you're playing a system like they're playing, you have to have some method to show, you know, in case you have 4 diamonds and 5 clubs or something like that, you have to have some method. Maybe 4-0 shows the longer clubs or something. So you do need to discuss that, because if you land in your shorter suit at the 5 level doubled, that can be the difference between making it and down about 800. But I think the threshold decision is should he bid at all, and he's decided not to because he has such a minimum hand.
This is a very useful dummy for the Clara. My God.
I'll say.
4 card support.
Yeah, 4 trumps, the Queen of Hearts, the Ace of Clubs. I never buy this.
and nothing wasted in diamonds. And then look at the layout. Hearts 3-3 with the Jack on.
Not that it would have been different in any standard system, but you know, it's even harder for them to get it unwound in the nebulous diamond system because Eric doesn't have any idea what value to attach to 4 small diamonds. It could be facing 2 small, you know.
And by the way, on 25, the contract is also 3 diamonds in the other room.
Okay, thank you.
Not that you need hearts to be 3-3. You just need the Jack on side.
Well, unless you want to be a hero and play West for the doubleton Ace of Hearts, but that's kind of deep.
So you'll end up with an overcheck here. 1 club will disappear on a heart. We get a club, right.
Alright, so that's a nice result. 5 diamonds would have been a relatively inexpensive save.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that.
Now, will Jeff open this one 1-0 trump? I'll ask you now. Put the shoe on the other foot, Roland.
Yes. Automatic 14-16 no trump.
Wrong again, Roland.
I said I should have quit.
I just tried to tempt you. I just tried to bait you into that, Roland. It was too easy. So the 2 club opener gives North an easy takeout double into the auction. And what would you bid with Southam? You just bid, now that goes 3 clubs, you're certainly going to bid 3 hearts. Or would you bid 4? Falling in love with your 9 major suit cards. You don't have very good distribution, that's the problem.
It's true, but you are 5-4.
Well, it certainly turns a double. Well, I overlooked that one, I guess. This is not the kind of hand I would have for double, and I'm not sure how I would follow up. If partner bids 3 diamonds and I bid 3 hearts, what does that show? 4-4, or I don't know. You tell me.
On board 26, Augen and Welland. On board 26, Augen and Welland will find their diamond fit from start, because there the diamond opening is a diamond suit.
Well, it's actually 5 diamonds. Unless 4-4-4-1, or rather 4-4-4.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure what I would do, because I'm not here. I mean, these responsive doubles are great if they get. It's not clear what all you ought to be doing. I might have just been my 4-card diamond suit to see what partner had in mind, but I guess 4 clubs is accepting and demanding his partner pick a major. Now, and if partner is making this double on 4-4, then, well, here's the question. If your partner bids 4 hearts, you can let that go? Because if partner was making a double on 4-4, then maybe you should have been bidding your spade suit here. The double here, it's alerted, and I am guessing that it says, do not lead clubs. Although, with a holding like Jeff's, I think you're free to override that suggestion.
Don't lead a club unless you can afford it, and I think you can.
Unless you really, really like them. That's the more delicate way of putting it. Not thrilled about a club lead. So here's the nub of the situation. It goes 4 hearts. If he removes the 4 spades, then it's clear to me they were kind of on the same wavelength, and his partner had both majors. Okay, so they knew what they were doing, so they've arrived in their 4-4 spade fit.
And it all depends on the king of hearts.
And today is their lucky day.
It would have been easier to collect 500 from 4 club doubles.
Now that's not very nice, Peter.
That's also double dummy, because no one's going to...
But it's also true.
Double 4 clubs for penalty.
Oh yes, but if the king of hearts is offside, then you only collect 300, but you have no game on.
So here's a question for you guys. If Eric was on lead, if he was not thrilled about a club lead, why did he lead a club? I was just kidding about that.
Oh, sorry.
So his partner's going to be
Oh, sorry,
lead,
it was not. Sorry,
They were
it
not
was
in 4 clubs. They were only in 3 clubs.
Yes. It's true that 4 clubs wouldn't have been a good idea in the north-south direction, Peter. I agree with you. In our other featured match, Monaco is up by 39 now against Gromov.
Okay, so another solid result here for the Mahaffey team. We'll see if Nickell and Katz duplicate that in a couple minutes.
Yeah, 26 could also be quite good, couldn't it? For
yeah.
Mahaffey.
Although, even if North only calls 1 spade, he's going to catch a raise, maybe even a 4-card raise. So I would be quite surprised if they didn't reach game. But if they take the save, then there are definitely potential imps there.
Yes. So 1 diamond, 11 to 15, 2 plus cards, 1 no natural.
Is this a double or a 2-heart call, gentlemen?
I bet 2 hearts. With 6-4, I'm going to focus on my nice 6-card set. You, Jack? Would you double?
No, I wouldn't. I think it'd probably be best partner had 5 spades. That might help, but in all likelihood, playing a 4-4 spade that wouldn't be all that helpful. I mean, getting a pitch out of the dummy, it's going to be unlikely. I have queen, so it's put my card. Not to mention if the bidding got carried away and I had to correct 2 clubs or something, or 3 clubs to 3 hearts, my partner might think I have a better hand than this.
That's the problem would arise if your spade was S-king before, and your hearts S6 with no honor. Then it's a very close.
I agree with that, because then I might want to use the spades to set up my hearts.
Now board
Okay, so
26.
with 2 hearts, but I guess, yeah, let's try to steal. Let's just try to play 2-0. I'm not sure. Something's going on I'm not understanding. They're trying to play 2-0. Eric wouldn't be willing to hear a minor. Partner doesn't have a minor. That's the problem. Okay, this is not best for Max Stroth and Rodwell.
No, maybe Rod should have passed with his 4-3-3.
Not East. He's not going to pass the 1 diamond opener with a 9 count.
No, I mean no.
Yeah, but if my partner's looking for a minor, bidding this with 4 5s with a single and heart, quite embarrassed to put down the knave through hearts and watch them run the first 6 heart tricks against me.
But isn't it very unlikely that partner has a singles and heart? Well, we didn't hear.
I don't know whether the 2-0 shows the balanced hand or not. That's the thing. I just don't know enough about what.
I was just bought 26 as the other table. Pass, 1 diamond, 1 spade. 3 diamonds only. The Bean Augen. Pass. Double. Pass. 4 spades. Pass. That's not her usual style.
So this is headed for 2, of course. When you have 3 club losers, 2 hearts, and but then the alternative would be 2 hearts by South, wouldn't it? And that should make in comfort.
Not in comfort, but properly making. The problem is that South have 6 losers and no entry for dummy.
Yeah, but unless they need a trump, he can take a spade, Rothko. And no one would lead a heart from Queen X, I don't think.
But I very much agree, properly making. And the trump lead from West would cost a heart trick.
Yes. In which case declare a 6 hearts, a club and a spade. So there's no way to defeat 2 hearts.
Only double dummy.
You mean low diamond lead and a heart through, Peter? Yeah, that would be normal.
Exactly.
This hand reminds me a lot back much younger. Back in when Jeff Maxroth and I were both teenagers, and I would play with him. This contract reminds me of the contracts I was in with him then. You know, playing 3 clubs with 9/4 opposite ace 8/3. Like, God, I don't play trump suits like that. But he bids on every single hand. You do trump suits that are a little atypical. Now, Smirnoff's club holding here were too small. He would proceed because ace of clubs, his partner plays the king, and he needed an entry to give him a rough. Here, with the queen, jack of clubs, well then, A, it's a natural club trick, but B, just in case his partner doesn't realize what's going on, he's ducking just in case his partner does sail up with the king of clubs and his Hamilton. It's protecting his partner, is what I'm saying. For the club play, that's again what was going to happen. So Eric can now play trump and a trump. So it looks like maybe Jeff Maxroth in the room, and we're waiting to start play again on board.
So a convenience break now, with 4 boards to go, before a major break for dinner. What time is it in Dallas now? 4:20 p.m.?
Correct.
So 2 hearts is just a normal weak 2 for East-West here.
Indeed.
So double. And West will pass, and North will probably bid a constructive 3 diamonds. They play 11 sol.
So then the real question is, will Smirnoff convert that to 3-no?
Yeah. Or maybe 3 hearts is better than 3-no with a stiff ace. What do you think, Jack?
Well, I would probably grab it. First of all, hearts weren't raised at my left, so I had that going for me. Secondly, if my partner had like the ace-fifth of diamonds and the ace of clubs, I might be able to run 3-no even if he has small hearts. And if I bid 3 hearts and he looks at his hand and says, oh, I don't have a heart stopper, and we blow past 3-no, that might have been our last making spot. So, as a practical matter, if my partner bid 3 diamonds, I would be happy I'm playing Lebensal, because this is the hand it was meant for. I now know my partner has something, and I would just grab the bull by the horns and bid 3-no right now. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. But 3 hearts, I think, is perhaps putting my partner in a position to fail.
Well, wow.
Whoa, okay. So much for all that. That was utterly beside the point, Roland. Sorry about that.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I didn't expect that at all.
No, neither did I. And just to explain why, you do have a run value, although it's processed with natural trump tricks, but it's usually pretty scary to defend low-level double contracts with potentially big diamond fits. You might have even had a 10-card diamond fit for all you know. So normally people don't take risks like this with undisclosed big fits.
I don't like that at all. With Queen 10 8 6 under the suit. Partner could easily have one more diamond where we only have one diamond trick on defense.
Right.
And the only reason you can defeat this is that you can take 2 diamond tricks. And Declarer could have a singleton diamond also.
They actually, are somewhat fortunate that the 2 diamonds are living.
Yeah. So this is probably 1 down. It's a little scary at imps, I would say. Pass wouldn't cross my mind. So maybe at match points, but not at the imps.
Well, I think maybe if Eric were a genius here, he might be able to even make the hand if he ducked out the stiff ace of hearts, but I don't see why he could do that.
Well,
and would he even make it if he did that?
Can't he make it if he doesn't play the jack? I think he's home.
Yeah, because they can't get a club trick. He has the tempo to play another spade up. He's going to be able to get a spade pitch for his little club, and then if he guesses the ace of hearts, that'll be their 3rd trick, and then the ace of spades would be their 4th trick, and one more heart trick would be their 5th trick. So yes, if he guesses to not play the king or not play the jack, I think this will be coming home. And now I think about that. See, what does his right-hand opponent rate to have? His right-hand opponent had the ace of diamonds. See, there could be stiff queen at his left. There could be stiff 10. So He doesn't know yet that his left-hand opponent has a hand that's as good as he did have or does have. So let's see. If he misguesses, which holdings can he recover from? If it goes Jack Queen and he had Ace 10 8, then he's going to certainly lose 3 heart tricks. He'd have to play the King then. If it's Stiff 10 and he misguesses and puts in the 9, he's got to lose 3 heart tricks. So there he'd have to put in the Jack. If it's Ace Queen 10 onside, putting in the 9 works. That helps. So let's see. Putting in the 9, he will lose to the Stiff 10, and that's about it. Stiff.
Yes. What is most likely holding for his pass?
I think that's a little hard to judge here. So if he thinks about it in terms of what South small singleton might be, the ace, the queen, the 10.
Yeah. As Peter Crouch rightly points out, Noss can't have ace queen. That's for sure. Because if he had, he would have opened the bidding. He already showed ace jack of diamonds.
Yes, you're right. So he got it right.
Yes. They might have been able to defeat it. I'm not quite sure.
I'm surprised about the ace of spades play, because if his partner had the queen of clubs, he definitely needed to be switching to clubs right now before the spade was knocked out. So maybe, I suppose he could still survive by playing clubs now.
The more I think about it, the more I think the pass is totally wrong. I mean, South could have been weaker than he is.
In order to get everything that he needs, Eric needs to go in with the jack of clubs right now, take his club pitch on the queen of spades, and then play the heart up, which I'm certainly willing to bet heavily that's exactly what he is going to do.
So it looks like he has to take that trick in the dummy with the jack now, right?
Correct. If he can't get back to the dummy if he rolls this around to his queen and takes the, quote, free finesse. There's nothing free about this finesse. This is, oh, okay, well, now he's back down 1 again. So
yeah,
it was close, but no cigar.
Yeah, but because clubs are 5-1.
Yeah, but even if they were 4-2, he still needed to play this way. Oh, you're right, but I mean, if the king of clubs is onside, it depends on whether he thinks it is. He understands the spade position. I think he should be pretty clear that spades are 4-3. Now he's out with, anything but.
Yeah.
But he's got to go with the jack of spades, I guess. If he gets out with a diamond, let's see what happens here.
It doesn't matter. He is still
Now,
there.
jack of spades will let him make it.
Only
in the
spade,
end, the dummy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The diamond beats him. I mean, the heart beats him, locks him in his hand. He's got to lose the king of clubs. Well, Eric had his chance. What happened at the other table? No, they're still playing it, I guess. So that gives Eric the dummy entry he needs. The rough stuff, he can now happily get off his club loser, but he'll now be relegated to having a trump loser. Down one, sorry. Yeah, nobody needs to tell Eric that he could have made that, that's for sure.
So it looks like a puppet sequence here. 3 clubs on. And he can't encourage a sacrifice at these colours. So I agree with you completely.
Would you encourage a sacrifice at any colors with this 6-3-2-2 piece?
No, of course, no.
Okay.
Well, let's be diplomatic and maybe say that
not
3
my long
diamonds
suit, I'm afraid. Yeah.
It is meaningless. Is that a nice word?
It is. So one of the purposes of playing puppet Stamen, it more difficult for the to defend a hand. In response to a standard Stamen, everybody would have known that Eric has 4 spades. Now it's not a freebie. Now everybody knows for sure that Jeff has 4 hearts because he showed them, but they don't know whether or not Eric has 4 spades. And apple pie order. I suspect we may see him duck the first diamond.
Yeah, on the other hand, he knows diamonds are 6-2, Jack. I mean, he doubled 3 diamonds without the 8th king. He didn't lead a diamond honor, so he can't have Queen Jack 10, right?
Right, he's going to see the 10 of diamonds come up in about 2 seconds flat.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wants to win the diamond, the first diamond, misguess the club, see a diamond come back, and all of a sudden find that the diamonds are running. So I suspect he'll duck the first diamond to cut communications. At which point, the risk in that is he could get a devastating heart shift. Turns out the shift here won't be so devastating, but these are all the things that he's going to be thinking over here in the next few seconds. I mean, we can see that there's nothing to this hand, but he can't.
You know, 29, although Rothwell could have made the contract, right, 2 hearts as it went, he still gained 11 imps. On the other table, Katz and Nickell were doubled in 3 no, and made it.
I'm sorry, Roland. I was responding to one of the spectators there. Can you? What was that again? I apologize.
Now, although Rothwell went down in a 2 hearts double, he could have made. He gained 11 imps because Nickell and Katz were doubled in 3 no at the other table, making for 750.
I'll have to see who doubled. You and I, before the 2 heart double thing started, we talked about the auction and whether we would get to 3-0 or how we would get to 3-0. That did seem like a likely destination until the train stopped at a station that was way earlier than we anticipated.
Yes, but at the other table, North-South had it all to themselves. You know, East didn't open. It wasn't good enough for them to open a week 2. It would be constructive for them. So it went a heart from North. 1 spade, 1 no, 2 no, 3 spades, 3 no, West, double. Where on earth did Welland get the double from?
Well, he had King, Queen, 4th of spades, and it looked like the opponents were kind of staggering into 3-0. They had an invitational auction. He wanted to get his partner off to a spade lead. He had the ace of clubs. I'm not saying it's automatic, but you know he was afraid that his partner might lead a red suit, so you're willing to invest a few extra imps to try to get the lead that you hope will beat it. So if you can get a spade through, you can potentially have 3 tricks, and maybe this will be the key to turning minus 600 into plus 200.
But he didn't get a spade lead. He got the lead of the Queen of clubs from Queen 3rd.
Well, it seems to me that it does call for a spade lead, so. But, you know, I don't know Roy and Sabina's agreements, but I'm just telling you what the logic would have been had I been doubling 3-0, which was admittedly would have been aggressive. So anyway, let's get to this hand. Let's see what happened. But he did duck the 10 of diamonds. The Jack of hearts, the switch he was afraid of that we talked about. So he'll be thinking this one over also. So again, he's got to be worried, hey, if this is from Jack 10, 8, 4th, and I play the Queen, it goes King, here comes the heart back through, right, he could have the ace of clubs. So yeah, it's possible he'll even rise ace of hearts here and then play clubs. Because at least if it's king of hearts offside then he will have blocked the hearts, and there up goes the ace of hearts for the reason I think that I was just articulating. So now should probably come either a low club or the 10 of clubs. See, covering there would have promoted the 8 of clubs.
Honor.
Well, the player could be playing this from ace 10 third also. So whether you figured out that guarantee for me about when to cover and when to duck, please let me know. I'll be happy to buy that from you.
Yeah, I know.
So now Eric is in great. So North can see that the heart suit is not available to him unless Eric started with ace and a heart and his partner started with queen third. But it looks like his partner had queen jack of diamonds, so it's not clear where if his partner has the queen. That would give Eric queen of spades a 6. the 8 and the ace of hearts would be, and open 3-0 with 17 right in upgrade. So I think that North now sees his faith that 3-0 is not going to be feasible on this hand.
Sure. The match between Caleb.
Now I suspect we'll spade ace. I guess we won't. Yeah, there's no way anybody's going to. I thought maybe somebody might be squeezed if he qualified the diamonds, but that can't be a squeeze.
So I can tell you about a very funny board in the Curling Gromov, a very funny flat board. At one table, they played in 4 hearts double up 2 for 1190, and at the other table it was 5 hearts redoubled for 1200. Flat board.
What a push.
Now, can they avoid game here? Because South will open, and most people would, and then of course North will drive this to game. 4 hearts most likely, with 2 spade losers, a loser, and a diamond loser, but it's pretty normal to get to 4 hearts.
Well, that's if they could 3-0, that North hand sort of screams out to be 3-0. Spade lead would defeat 3-0.
Yeah.
They defended well.
3-0
a non-spade lead, you may be able to make it.
Yeah, but 3-0 would be played by North in that case, and then East has a natural spade lead to the king. Spade
to the king, spade ducked. Although you won't need a club guess, you can finally get a spade pitch. You'll get both the queen of spades and the queen of diamonds going. So we'll see what their rebid structure looks like. The 2 spades was alerted as a game force with 3 or more hearts. So, all right, so that's their artificial version of Jacoby. Well, who plays 3-0 now, Roland?
Well, 2. That's right. But you know, Mac, yes. A routine.
Well, no, wait a minute. A relay for distribution here. What if he finds the distribution? Will he let him go in 3-0? Well, we'll see. I don't know.
But
in your heart, you just know 3-0 is what you want to do on the north hand, it seems to me. But maybe that depends on where partner's honor cards are.
Well,
but they're certainly on the right track. My partner has a minimum hand. I have 13 highs. If he finds that his partner has a balanced hand, I think we may find him in 3-0, in which case Max Stroth will need to be a genius to lay the low spade, and Rod will need to be a genius to duck it. Okay, now we know the partner's 5-2, 4-2. Too late to do anything about it, but at least we know that. Jeff Mextroth appears to have been dealt the hand I always seem to hold when I'm on lead against 4 hearts.
Yeah, anything could be right, anything could be wrong.
Right.
And here we see that nothing is wrong. You can't even pick a wrong card. You could just shuffle your cards and leave whatever.
How about the King of Hearts?
Oh well. Okay, you found the O among the 30.
I'm sorry to be so literal. You know, that's what we lawyers do. I apologize for that.
What do you think he will lead? 2 of clubs, 5 of spades.
I don't know. Maybe the 2 of clubs. I really don't know. You know, I told you these are the hands I always have, and after all these years, I still haven't worked out what's right. I'm hoping to find out right now what's right. You know, a spade is probably marginally safer. If you misguess, you may have a chance to get lead back. If you blow the club lead into the ace-jack or the king-jack, you're probably completely blown up the suit. So that's between the 2 blades. You know, you're more lead than from a heart lead. I'm being asked heart lead is Jack 5 of hearts opposite ace queen third. You blowing up the heart suit by letting him ride around to the jack. If Declare has ace queen 5 of hearts opposite your partner's stiff jack, and you lead a heart, you blow up your second trick by leading a heart into the ace. But leading a heart can blow. That makes the heart lead much more dangerous than if you didn't have the 10 of hearts.
Well, dare say, you know, they did.
The only explanation.
That passed. So east-west took over. West opened a club. East bid a heart, a spade. West bid a spade. Pass, pass. Pass, 1 note trump. All pass.
Well, you know, they didn't get sky high. So there's the low spade, which is kind of what I talked myself into, that maybe that was the safest overall lead. Now Eric's not going to have any problem hopping the ace of spades here, but he can see a spade pitch coming because they play 3rd and 5th best leads. So he'll be mulling over whether or not he wants to switch the clubs, whether partner might have the king-jack of clubs. And remember, there's only a hurry. The partner has 2 clubs coming, so passive. And he did.
So now Mech is feeling so much better.
Yes, he sees the route to down one right now. He takes it. So now there's been 2 pitches to the 10 of spades. King of diamonds are both good. So Smirnoff's going to get to shake his clubs. No worries about the queen of clubs. It's all on the heart hook, and it's not today.
But be honest with me. Would you know?
Oh yeah, to win the south end. Yeah. I go down a lot, but yes, I would have been the south end.
So last board of the set now. Many thanks to George, very competent actor in Dallas. Thank you, Jack, for the voice commentary, for Sakulik, and also Al Hollander here towards the end for the written part of it. Thanks to the ACBL and Jan Martel in particular for setting up a nice broadcast for the world to watch. Greatly appreciated, of course. And last but not least, thanks to all our listeners around the globe. We hope you had a fun time and that you will be back another time. There will be a major break now. I'm not quite sure when play resumes, but Al can probably tell us.
Yeah, it looks like
Thank
2
you.
hours from now is what he just said. So yeah, that in about 2
right.
hours.
Which is
And thank
7
you, Roland.
PM.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Jack. 7 PM local time. Yes, that's in 2 hours, isn't it?
Right. So, just a word about bidding on this hand. Classic example of why 15 years been a little bit treatment of forcing no has in an 11 count, which says partner hand, and that permits you to stop. It's going to go 1 no trumps, spades, and you can see you got a billion losers and 2 spades. Out of these horrible 5, play 1 level lower, it's better. No trump. So this is kind of a classic example. Play semi forcing no trumps, and it's a classic convention. Okay, so elects to cross to his hand. If you win the ace of clubs, you're going to have to make the decision. It's not entirely clear to you what you want to do next. In the event, you're only defending 1 no, so you normally have quite a bit of time to get a.
Now we can see that he can take 7 tricks here, but he doesn't know anything about the ace of clubs. That's true. He doesn't know that diamonds are 3-3. So we can see that he has another hard trick, 3. He can take 3 diamond tricks at 6, and a spade for 7.
Right. I mean that is a route to 7 tricks for him. Sure. I suspect he's trying to mull over whether to work diamonds or to start by playing spade to the queen, which is a strong play if the ace of spades is at his right, and then induct a diamond, having gotten 1 spade trick through.
Well, suppose he can still make it, but say they duck this, to the queen. He's okay, but not. Yes, clubs behave. So he has to play on clubs now, right?
Yes,
he
I
has
think
to
he
set up
committed
his
himself to doing that when he
clubs.
played the.
Because now
That's
it's
right.
too late to play on diamonds.
That's correct. So the opponents now have 3 more hearts to take and the ace of spades to take, but that's going to be it. And Eric's going to finish up this, going up plus 90. And by the way, notice you didn't have to be any higher than 1 no trump on this semi-forcing hand. So the convention, and or I should say the treatment, showed to very good effect on this board.
Yeah, they were able to stop in 1 no at the table as well. After 1 club, could be any, with a balance to be any 5-card suit. Club 1 trump by East, all par. So time for me to bow at 11 p.m.
All
Thank
right.
you, everyone.
Thank you. There.
Tomorrow. Yeah, you're most tomorrow, Jack. If you have time. I mean, it's you, of course.
Yeah, well, I'm a professional basketball game, and so I will not be back to be out doing something else. All right. But thank
Tomorrow or
you,
Sunday,
Roland.
then.
All right. Take care, everybody.